I want to touch on that as well. I want to go back a bit. Two things. One, when I had mentioned like you give me vibes of like Mamba mentality, right? It all makes sense. Your mom is a badass. Four children, COO. Your father, thank you for his service, a colonel in the army. Your grandfather, like you're the youngest boy. I can see where you get that competitive edge from. But you had mentioned something that struck me. You said you had to grow up early. Like you had two parents in a household. They both make money. You had older siblings. Why do you feel that you had to grow up early?
Right when my dad started going on more deployments, one of my big passion projects is anything with mental health. I've personally gone through bouts of depression. I've had to fight my own demons, but most importantly, my oldest brother, who's one of my biggest role models, he's bipolar schizophrenic. And when he was going through a lot of his own self-growth battles, that was right when my dad was gone. When my dad came back, he had bad PTSD. And living in a household where, yeah, when we did have our entire family together, there's so much going on. And with four kids and understanding that people need to be pouring into my oldest brother, Kyle, people need to be supporting my dad, and everyone's somewhat on edge trying to see what's going on. I somewhat realized that my best role in that was to almost like take a step back and just try to lessen the burden for anyone around me. So what I mean by that, since fourth grade, it's all right, no, I'm good. I'm gonna ride my bike. I'll get to school. I'll get to my practices. I'll get to games. I'll figure stuff out. Oh, mom's gonna be home late from work today. I'm gonna make dinner for the family. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna step. Oh, I see this is going on. Let me go see how I can be of service to the people who I'm closest with.
Yeah, it sounds like
And
more
that's
so than
that's
stepping back, you stepped up. I mean, like you said, you grew up in that moment. You had to take charge.
well, in hindsight, as an adult now, I realize more often than not, for someone to be able to step up, they need to actually step back to assess what's going on.
Well said.
Because what happened with me in New Mexico, and I think one of the reasons that a lot of the animosity ended up spurning over to Paradise was I tried to fully step up before really understanding the landscape of what the situation was in New Mexico. I was in my own head and I was so worked up to try to be like, all right, well, this is my journey. I did not account for, wait, there's 31 other people here on this journey going through that same exact thing. So what I probably most reckless of is coming in with a direct, just this is my journey more so than this is a collective shared experience that's going to end with a lot of people trying to find love, whether that's with the Bachelorette, with themselves. Like you need to make sure that you cherish those just as much as you cherish anything else.
Uh,
And Thomas,
well,
what
very well said, man.
Thomas, what did your family think about you going on the show, and how do they see the way you're being portrayed and whatnot? Like, how did they feel about that?
It was tough. Like my mom couldn't watch the season of Bachelorette. Like my mom flat out, she couldn't watch it. My family couldn't watch it. I didn't watch it. It was something I don't necessarily believe in holding on to just negative components of what other people are saying. Because for me, at the end of the day, it's what someone says about somebody else says more about the person saying those things than an actual person. And one of the things that I'm grateful for in Paradise is we saw that firsthand. And the people on that beach in the collective, they listened and they acknowledged where people's viewpoints were coming from, yet they still took the time to get to know me for me.
Yeah.
And that was something that was one of my biggest blessings from there. My grandma, she taught me earlier on in life that if you really want to see someone's character and you really want to see what someone's made of, put them through adversity, put them through distress. And the reason why I don't have any qualms about going through the journey that I went through is you both could attest. No one would want to be me, like going through what happened in New Mexico. You don't want to be in that position. You don't want to be the guy that people don't like. And going through all that, it's just, I feel that I stayed level-headed. I didn't call anyone out a name. I showed respect even when things were coming at me just very, very directly. And I can say that I'm proud of the way that, although it didn't end the way anyone really anticipated, I'm proud of the way that things were handled. And all I can continue to do is try to share love with the guys and share on their growth journey. So,
Oh, I mean, you did the upstanding thing, right? Of someone of your stature, 6'6" would do. Just stand back, be respectful, not call someone out of their name, and that's their character at that point in time.